My name is Casey. Hello. Sitting here as we do in the Lightning 100 studio, but not alone. I've got a very special guest in here today. I'm joined by Josh Ritter. Hello, Josh Ritter.
Hello, hello.
How you doing, man?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
I'm so happy to be here.
I know you are. I know you got into town here not too long ago. You got a show coming up tomorrow night. We need to cover all this, but we got to do the important part first. Can you play a song for us?
Absolutely. This is called No Light.
All right.
Dark days lead to dark nights, lead to dark years. No light. First heard about your legend, Minnesota way back when. Taken from the rich and given to your friends. And your friends were the poor, up and down the line. They might inherit the world a little bit at a time. There are places on the upper plains no comfort's ever been. You made a holy mission out of laying siege to them. You were spotted in Bemidji, you escaped from Grandma Ray. Everywhere you wanted, there you wanted, all the way. Dark days lead to dark nights, lead to dark years. No light. Take the farmer and his family, barely living day to day. And some mysterious illness caused his wife to waste away. Took the bottle that you left at the door, said take a drop. Your prayers have all been answered, now take up your bed and walk. Take the tale of the banker man from Lake of the Woods. Like the devil himself had come to town, dressed up a snake as best he could. You chopped his tail, let him live, his neighbors burned his bags. He came to town in purple, now he's leaving in rags. Dark days lead to dark nights, lead to dark years. No light. Everywhere that you go, you are surrounded by your myth. To believe in someone, though you don't gotta know where someone is. But I never known your whereabouts, still I always know you're there. Among the ones with nothing given, what you have to share. First the cops came, then the feds came, then the army came, the men who wore a uniform saying who they might have been. I told them all the same thing, I didn't have to lie. I said I couldn't give you up no matter how hard I tried. Dark days lead to dark nights, lead to dark years. No light. Oh, I'm chained upon this mountain now. Sometimes the doubts still creep. Who am I to kindle lines first stretched across the deep? I know you're not the vulture, you might just be the chains. At the end of every day, your face is all that still remains. Apparition is the mother of a million beliefs. And I've had enough to know there are those you shouldn't have to meet. But I believe in you, my honeydew, I know you'll come for me. I was singing how you broke me out even as you left me free. Dark days lead to dark nights, lead to dark years. No light.
Lightning 100, Nashville's independent radio. That's Josh Ritter here live on Lightning 100. Ahead of a Ryman show coming up tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that might be the first time I've ever heard somebody name check Bemidji in a song. That's a special skill.
I wrote that song around Bemidji. You know, there's some certain towns that, you know, that you just got to fall in love with. You
right.
know? And Bemidji is one of them. I mean, Brainerd. Who wouldn't want to go?
Who wouldn't want to go to Brainerd?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I know too. You know, speaking of traveling and going around, you were was it Texas yesterday? Houston?
Yeah.
Where were
Houston.
you? Houston. Yeah. How'd it go?
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great. You know, and I love playing music, and there's certain types of rooms that you walk into, and there's just a good funk in the room.
Yeah.
It feels like there's electricity in there, and that's how it felt. That's what that makes every night the same, and the good nights.
Yeah, that's very cool. Of course, you're playing in a pretty special room tomorrow at the Ryman.
Yeah.
And this is, correct me if I'm wrong, because a lot of people have seen you out with Royal City. This is a solo show, right?
Yeah, I'll be there by myself. I'll have my friend Sam Kassir. He's going to be joining me on piano on some of the numbers, but it'll be primarily me on my own.
Is that a different set of skills, or is it just you're walking on stage with fewer people?
I think it's totally different, but I couldn't say exactly how, except that I know that I started by playing solo on my own, like a lot of people, just in my bedroom, and then and gradually that started to grow, and before I could really play with a band or tour with a band, I was touring by myself, and so then I got my start playing open mics, and that's how I really started, and that again is a solo thing. So it's for me it's something that I find is a real touchstone.
Yeah.
It's like there's a feeling of like being first born when you walk out on stage with a crowd and you're by yourself.
Yeah.
It's a very grounding.
That to me is almost like, I don't know. I feel like if you're an artist, like if you can walk on stage at the Ryman, like with just your guitar and sit down and start singing, like you're the top. And also you seem like somebody who's not afraid of anything if you can do that. Because I would imagine the Ryman is one of those rooms where you walk out for the first time, it's just you and your guitar, and you realize, oh crap, it's just me and my guitar out here.
I remember the first, I specifically didn't go inside the Ryman until I was going to play there for that very reason.
Oh, wow.
It's just it's a place that I grew up hearing about, and in Idaho, where it wasn't there wasn't people that were visiting the Ryman. I heard about it, I read about it.
Yeah.
And so to actually visit there was almost too big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that is incredible. That's Josh Ritter here with us on Lightning 100. Is it Moscow, Idaho?
Yeah, Moscow, Idaho. Yeah.
What do we need to know about Moscow, Idaho?
It's a little town in the wheat fields of the Palouse, which is a area of farmland at the edge of the mountains. It's like, I grew up on the edge of Moscow Mountain, which is a range, a tiny little range that you could just follow up on into Canada if you wanted.
Yeah.
It's an amazing place, but I grew up there until I was 18, and then I moved eastward where there was more people to play music to. You know. Yeah.
Which I imagine will be, you play musician. You play with
nice.
somebody. Yeah.
Birds and bees and stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. So here's my question. Well, first off, how's Josh Ritter the novelist doing these days? Is he doing all right?
Fantastic.
Doing good?
Yeah. I just finished I just finished a rough draft of something I'm very excited about, and I'm just there is a great pleasure in writing books, because I feel like when I'm writing a book and I'm deep in the story, wherever I am, if I'm on the road or if I'm at home or wherever, it feels like I'm going to the beach. It gives me that feeling of like I've been out somewhere, wind blown, and walking around in the surf or something like that, and I don't even have to leave my room. It's an amazing feeling.
That's cool. And I would imagine, and I don't write songs or novels, but I would imagine it's helpful too as somebody who is a creative person and comes up with ideas, because I don't imagine that every idea needs to be a song necessarily.
Yeah.
Some of these things are going to work better with that extra framework, maybe.
Absolutely. Yes. There are some things that I find. There are certainly some novels that I think would have been better as songs, but that doesn't mean that because they have less, I always actually, if I was to say a song that could be a novel, it'd be like Bruce Springsteen's The River.
Yeah.
That's like a novel written on a grain of sand, and I felt like, if I'd written The River, there would have been part of me that would want it to go all the way and write farther, and not that you would be writing more, but that you would be expanding on the story,
Yeah.
and that's the fun part of writing a novel, but in the end, one of the greatest things, you don't have to rhyme, that's cool.
There is that, yeah.
But you still have to say a lot without saying too much. And
Yeah.
It's like, it's fun too.
Yeah.
Like, I got to swear more in my last novel than I was ever allowed to.
Well, there you go.
Growing up,
I feel like that's a sign that you've made it as a novelist right there. You can say whatever you want to.
Exactly.
Swear up a storm, right? So we got Josh Ritter here with us on Lightning 100. There's a show over at the Ryman tomorrow, Josh Ritter, solo. And so singer, songwriter, producer, correct?
No. I one day, maybe.
One day, all
I
right.
aspire.
Novelist.
Yeah.
Do you have a secret talent that we don't know about? Do you have a? Is there something like we would surprise you, like you're an ace juggler or something like that?
What the thing that I think is most important is that, like, I love taking up hobbies. Like,
Yeah.
I love taking up new things because I think it's really, really important to always feel like an amateur at whatever you're doing that you really love. And for me, guitar is perfect for that because I will forever be an amateur at this thing.
Oh, there you go.
And painting or writing, it's the fun is in doing, but the fun is also in realizing how little you know and how much farther you have to go.
And I feel like that builds in like maybe a sense of discovery or a little extra whimsy or something just as you're living through your life. That's cool. I like that, Josh
It's really,
Ritter.
you're right about that. It's like it gives you there's a sense of looking forward to the future. I'm not doing so good at making a song today, but maybe tomorrow, tomorrow. And it gives you a little thrill.
Well, there you go. Well, man, I tell you, I would be thrilled if you play another song for us right now.
Yeah. I'll do this one here. This is called You Won't Dig My Grave. I am no weeping willow, I am no fragile flower, to be taken by the frost or by the lateness of the hour. I've lived in consternation of the road ahead for me, and despite that I can't see that far, there are things that I can see. You won't dig my grave, you won't dig my grave. I've lived among the angels, you never were that brave. You won't dig my grave, you won't dig my grave. I've been up to the mountain, there are things that you can't take. From that morning by the river, where once I touched her hem, to my midnight in the garden without a solitary friend. The rock of my salvation was the girl who took my hand. You've never been loved the way I have, you wouldn't understand. But you won't dig my grave, you won't dig my grave. I've lived among the angels, you never were that brave. You won't dig my grave, you won't dig my grave. I've been up to the mountain, there are things that you can't take. No, 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 no. I'm told there's many mansions, I'm not afraid to go. Well, the call that I am waiting on will not come from below. My angel suffers no fools, I'm hers and she is mine. And woe betide the man who tries to take me for my time. You won't dig my grave, you won't dig my grave. I've lived among the angels, you never were that brave. You won't dig my grave, you won't dig my grave. I have been up to the mountain, there are things that you can't take. No, 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 no. No.
I'm gonna let it keep ringing out. I just am. There we go. That's more for Josh Ritter here on Lightning 100. Show coming up tomorrow over at the Ryman. Released the album, I Believe in You, My Honeydew, last fall. You can probably get that. I would imagine you can probably get that at all your favorite music getting places. And if we want to find tour dates and merch and novels and just all things Josh Ritter, where can we track you down, man?
All there at joshritter.com or the finest websites on the internet.
There you go. Only the most exquisite websites deal with Josh Ritter.
Finest
That's true.
places.
There you go.
Places.
Well, all right, we'll see you at a very fine place tomorrow over at the Ryman. And we'll do these, and we'll be right back. How about some Jay Som coming up next on Lightning 100?
America.